Hello, welcome back to making of JKChat mobile application. Last time I made iOS version that displays basic server list. And today I'm gonna just try to connect, navigate to any of item of this server list and connect to server and try to display chat. Only display without typing something. So let me remind about the UI. UI will look something like this. It's almost finished actually for Android, and it will be made for iOS soon. And since iOS version is not ready yet, I'll just make this chart like something like default looking with for iOS, with default fonts, default margins, and everything else. And I'll probably make title in navigation bar with the subtitle. So currently it's just title, but when we navigate to chat itself, then it has to have subtitle. So today for iOS I'll try to make title and subtitle and chat without fancy UI because it's not ready for iOS yet. Yeah, so back to code. Being in serial list, view model, and after clicking on any item, this command selection change command is called, and it receives item as a parameter, and then we navigate to chat view model from this serial list model, and pass in this serial list item as a parameter. So when we click this command is initialized with this command, and it will navigate us to next view model, and next view model has to be associated with certain view controller in iOS. So for now we will just create new view controller that's will have binding context of chat view model, and it will receive everything from chat view model. And we also have to bind selection change command because we need to receive something on iOS. On iOS it's not bound. So let's navigate to serial list, view model corresponding view controller. View controller is basically page on iOS. So yeah, serialist view controller, and we bind items only, so they get displayed, but we don't bind clicking on items. So we'll have to bind selection chain changed command from source table view source to our view model selection changed command. They're just named the same. So when we click on item in our view, this command is called, and since it's bound to the same command in view model, then this command is also called, and it's initialized with navigating to next page. Navigation happens with view models, and let's create a chart view controller. So we go to iOS project, go to views. We already have serialist view controller, and let's create chat folder and corresponding files inside. We're gonna add I remember there was a problem with creating view controllers on iOS. I need view controller with the zip file, but like this zip, but it doesn't let me. Maybe this will create what I need. Chart view controller. No, we just created a single file. Okay, let's then add view controller with the storyboard, and we'll delete storyboard and replace with just view. Add them, delete, add view. It will be called the same. Hi LG. Yeah, every view controller zip file have to be associated with the view controller code file, so we'll have to create this association. Okay, it's loaded, nice. We have to open properties. Let's lock it. We have to do similar. Just need to look at the serialist view controller. Yeah, I have to make this association, the release view controller. Same here, but wait. Yes. And I select chat view controller. So now this view is associated with chat view controller. I think there has to be done something else, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's leave it as is. And make the UI. So the UI is gonna be just simple. It's gonna be just a table view. Yeah, table view. And we will create no. Need to just lay out this view that it fills the whole screen, and to make it fill the whole screen we have to create constraints. Wait, what? Oh yeah, finally it works. So I'll create constraint of aligning, of binding this edge to this edge, and it has constant 109. It will have constant 0 because it has to be just physically like this bind, so it has 0 spacing. But it will be done in future automatically. It will fill automatically. So I also create a constraint here, here, and here. And each of them will have 0 margin. So the whole view will fill the whole screen, because every constraint, every edge of child view binds every edge to parent view. So child binds every edge to parent view with constraints for every edge, and each constraint equals 0. So if we put it 0, then we can just say layout fill parent horizontally and fill parent vertically. So it's filled. Now we need to create name for our view. It's gonna be just chat table view. We need to create name to be able to access this view in our code file. So in this code corresponding file, this chat table view that I just added will be available for modifications. So yeah, now we need to add a new folder called cells, and we need to create table view cell, and each cell will contain a chat message. Let's add table view cell, the chart view cell, cell is created correctly with the code file and zip file. Let's open zip file. Let's give it transparency. I mean, let's give it. It's transparent. Let's give it some color. Background custom. Let it be white. No. Oh yeah, it's white, right? No, let it be just something gray, because colorful names with the white color won't be visible. In future it will have the same background, etc. Actually, let's leave it transparent and give our chat view controller table view background custom, and let's get this color custom. I cannot type hex value, really? Really? Come on. Okay. That's bad. Okay, let's use calculator. 22 in hex is 16. Oh wait, it's hex. We have to type in hex. 22 in decimal is 34 for red. 2D is 45 for green, and 66 102. Okay. Yeah, seems like it's applied, but it's not previewed. But okay, anyways, so we set the background. Let's save the file. It will be transparent. It will have in the UI we have sender name, player name, and message. So it's gonna be 2 views. So we'll add 2 labels. It's this simple widget that displays some text. Let's since we don't have UI for iOS, I won't bother placing it correctly, so I'll just let's add some constraints like 16 on left, 16 on the right, selecting the constraint and setting 16. Then from top let it be 16 as well. No, yeah, 16. Let's make the whole cell a bit higher. We put some constraints: 16 left, 16 right, 16 top. Well, I think on top it's a bit big. Let it be like something like, I don't know, 4 or 5, I don't know. And let's just make this view fill horizontally. Fill horizontally. What? No. Can you fill respecting constraints, please? Arrange. I guess it won't. View, arrange. No. Okay, the actual position is shown as red dotted line. Okay, let's just make it close to it. So visually it looks okay. And let's add another label. And add constraints to left. No. right and to let's zoom it a bit. No. Create constraint to label. Yeah, to this label top edge will be bind to this label's bottom edge, and constant will be, I don't know, 2. They supposed to be really close, name and message. This gonna be 16 and this gonna be 16. Yeah, now it displays red. Red is how it will actually be placed. This one and this one. As you can see, second red is close to first red. Probably need to make it a bit bigger. No? Okay, let's leave it as this. Maybe it's actually possible. Okay, something like this, and we need to also create a constraint to bottom. And this is a bit tricky. This constraint will also have 5, I think. It has 5 margin on top from this label to parent view. Oh, it's 4. That should be 5. And this will also have 5 to bottom, so this label is bottom. This label bottom edge is bound to parent bottom edge. So now need to make this whole cell flexible, so it will change its size depending on content, because message could take a lot of space by height, because message could be really long, not really just 150 characters, but it will take some space if the message has multiple lines, and so the whole size of cell will be bigger and bigger. Height of the cell, not just height. Width will stay the same. So to make it flexible, at first I have to set lines 1. So if text is longer by width, it will go into 3 dots. Let's align to left. This align to left. Add need to set 0 lines. This means this label won't have any limit for lines, so it can have multiple lines filling this whole thing. Then need to set height constraint. This height. Let's create height constraint. It's 21, but we need to make it flexible, so it's gonna be it will have a rule greater than or equal. So it will be at least 21, but it can be bigger. And having this in mind, the cell is gonna be flexible if I did everything right. I hope, but we will see. So row height will have to have automatic size. And now need to create names for name and for message. How I call them on Android? Chat item. I called them. Oh, I didn't call them because I do binding directly in UI on Android. Let's look at chat item view model. So where is core project, view models, chat items, chat item view model. Player name and message. Okay, then it's gonna be player name label, and second one will be message label. Yeah, let's just type some player name and type some message. Right. Okay. As I told, I'm not making any fancy UI like background, fonts, font sizes, font colors, etc., because it will be done in future when UI is ready for iOS. For now, I just use everything default, mostly. Okay, so I created this view with the two labels. Both labels are connected to parent to each other, and the second one has a constraint, a rule for height. Height could be flexible because this constraint has relation greater than or equal. All of other constraints have relation equal only. So other constraints are just equal, relation equal, and so on. So I created this layout. Let's save it. Chat. Yeah, let's get back to code for this UI. Let it be a weeks table, view cell. Let it have binding context of chat item VM. this chat item VM, it has player name and message. What? Table view cell. Already created view cell. What don't they? Server list view cell, MvX table view cell. Oh, I see. I don't need to set set binding context here because it's done a bit differently. It's not like view controller, it's view cell. So yeah, it loads view by name chat view cell zip. It's loaded here. I need to create delay binding. Need to add extra namespace. Yeah, it's added. So this extension method is defined in this binding context namespace. This method is called when this method is called, so it's just like extra action method. Then we create binding context for this view and corresponding chat item view model. And now we access our layer name label. We bind attributed text because it has to be colorful. We could just bind text and it won't be colorful, but we use attributed text. We bind to attributed text is a property of a label. V for view. We bind a view property to vModel property, and vModel property is layer name, as it's defined here. Property of chat item vModel. So we bound vModel property to view property using conversion color text. I showed making this converter in previous stream for iOS, and it was based on converters that I made for Android. And when I made it for Android, I explained it a bit, explained it more with more details. So if someone interested, they can watch how this color text value converter is how it works. So it just converts a string with the color codes like this to a colorful string. We bound this view, and let's bind message label. Same, we bind attributed text of this view to message property of a model using the same converter. So this cell is ready. Now back to our page. Our page is chat view controller, corresponding code for this view. It's gonna be base view controller because it defines some commonly used actions. It will have binding context of chat view model. It will serial list view controller. Let's hide properties. Yeah, in load view we register one. If you remember, for chat view controller I made chat view controller zip view, and I created this table view. I gave this table view name chat table view, so it's now accessible in this code file. So let's access it. Chat table view, and we need to register nib for cell. So this chat table view will use this chat view cell that we created as default cell. I mean one of cells. We can register multiple cells and use multiple cells, but we now need only one that we created. It's gonna be chat view cell. Nib chat view cell. Key. Yeah, that's it. So we registered that cell. Now we need to bind. Oh, I see. Registering has to be done in load view. And view did load. Load view, we call base method load view, then the view actually loaded, and when view is loaded, then this chat table view is accessible. If we call it before, then it will throw an exception and there will be an error. Or if we don't call it at all, then it will also say it can't access chat table view. So we first load view, then we access and apply some actions. And after view did load, we do some bindings. Let's not copy and do this manually. It's gonna be table view source for this chat table view. As I told previously, it's a helper class. It's a helper object that lets you do everything with this table view, like modifying items, doing some events when scrolling happened, adding some headers view, footers view, and many other things. So just basically, if you need to customize visualization and visualization of chat table view, then we need to inherit from this class and then do some modifications. But for now we don't need anything like this, and we will only use standard behavior, and it will be initialized with table view itself, so chat table view, and with the default cell. Yeah. So we created this helper object, and binding will happen using this object, not table view. So we create binding context. We create a binding set to create binding context. Yeah. Set bind source. That's table view source. We bind source property. No. Source property items source. And this property is a property of this object source. And we will bind to viewModel. viewModel property items, I think. Yeah. So binding context for this page, for this vController, is chat viewModel, and this property is defined in this viewModel. Yeah. So using this as binding context and using this property, we just bind our items to this item source. So let's apply binding, and need to now assign this helper class with our chat table view. So it has to the chat table view will know what helper class is used inside itself to apply every visualization. Reload data is needed to be called because we just made some binding. It happened, it applied to item source after we called apply. So after we called apply, it just seeks for items property, assigns this to item source property, and source already has something inside item source property. Then we assign this object that contains already item source to chat table view source, so it knows about this helper class. And we need to reload data because it will then use data from this source instead of just default data like zero items. But next time, when each new item is added, then we don't need to call reload data because it's already done inside source. It's only needed to be done once after assigning new source. Okay, so this page seems to be done. Oh no, we have to use default constructor. I think we don't even need this constructor with handle. We need to replace it just with the default constructor, and it will just call it will call name of view, and name of view is chat view controller zip. So basically the same name. So this code will load this view. Okay, so we created this page, we bound our items to chat table view, registered cells, so those cells will use player name message label, player name label, and if everything is done correctly, then it will display chat, I hope. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, there was an issue with the display loading indicator. I think that issue still exists, yeah. Yeah, and the indicator is supposed to disappear, but it still exists. Oh, and it won't let me to click on anything. Okay. Let's disable the indicator for now. I'll probably get back to this problem later today. Oh yeah, it didn't display title because I commented out binding to title. Okay. Can I move anything? No? Why touching doesn't work? Okay, preview is loaded. Let's look at properties of table view. Selection, single selection. Yeah, that was the issue. Single selection and scrolling enabled. Why is this disabled? That's really weird. They're supposed to be default settings and scrolling enabled. Yeah, that's what the issue, actually. That's why it didn't react to touches. Okay, let's save it. Let's check our new chat view controller zip file. Okay, get closed. Properties, single selection and scrolling enabled. Yeah, that's really weird. Default settings, scrolling enabled and single selection are applied here in chat view controller that I created today, but server list view controller didn't have those properties set. Okay, let's try to start again. Okay, now you react to scrolling. Yeah, good. It's gonna take ages. Let's stop it and let's filter to our server. And that's done in server list view model. Yeah, let's add a rule to display only servers with the Office keyboard. Yeah, it's loaded. Clicking on it, navigating, and yeah, there is an issue with this zip file, because I created it manually from ChatView controller. As you remember, it created ChatView controller code file and ChatView controller storyboard. Then I removed storyboard and created zip file manually. Then I just connected it using just properties and selected class ChatView controller, but I think I have to modify it. Oh yeah, it's right to connect and time it out. And yeah, I need to open it just in text editor. What? Okay, with encoding. Oh no. Okay, and connections. And let's also open this file. Yes, reopen. Let's compare custom class. It's correct. Oh yeah, I need to connect to view. Alright, view. This view it has ID 1. Let's make the same. Yeah, now we created connection to view, this view with ID 1. So as this chart table view has connection to ID 175, and this table view has ID 175. Yeah, that's it. So that's the only thing that is missing, the view. Okay, let's close them. Let's close and try again. Should work now. Yeah, it's navigating. Yeah, seems working. Let's try to type something. Yeah, it sent a message. Why it's white? It's supposed to have transparent background. Test 2. Yeah, nice. Name end message, and let's test a long message, something like this. Oh, it's not long enough. Okay, let's just go with test. Yeah, dynamic height for messages works. So the longer message, the more chances it will take second line, and the whole item will be more. Will take more height. Okay, let's try to make population from bottom, as it's explained in here. But for now, I would like to fix chat vessel. It's supposed to have transparent background. It probably has default background. Properties. Default here. Let's go with custom. Well, default is no color. Could you show me view object browser? No. Could you show me, yeah, document outline, table view cell, properties. Now let's just lock it. Table view cell, no color. Content view, no color. So that's all. It's weird it has white backgrounds. Okay, let it be transparent explicitly. Let's set custom, and let's save it. And let's apply transformation. So it's gonna be done to cell content view transform. It's gonna be done no. It's gonna be done here. This content, no, view, this view, content view, yeah, right, content view transform. CG affine transform core graphics. Make scale. Make scale for X. We don't change scale, so it's gonna be 1, and we just inverse height. Alright, and we're gonna do the same for chat view controller. Load view, chat table view transform cg affin transform make scale 1 sorry -1. So chat table view visually will be flipped by height because we applied -1 scale to height to y coordinates, basically height. And every cell will be also flipped, so population that goes from top will go from bottom, and every item will be flipped and will look fine. Because if we only flip our table view, then all items will be reversed, like upside down, and we have to transform every item as well as we did here. It's like we multiply to -1, then multiply to -1 again, and get back our normal looking, but it will be flipped upside down, so population of chat will go from bottom to top. Yeah, let's start. Yeah, connected. Let's chat. Yeah, it said it, but why it's not on the bottom? Oh, I know why. Because table view uses a special margin from bottom, and it's applied here. So need to first disable this margin from top, I mean. So it actually that spacing is actually the same as navigation bar, this navigation bar. Yeah, but the rest is okay. Yeah. Wait, why does 2 applied above? I have to insert test 2 before. Oh, okay. For this situation, I'll use yeah, need to inverse our items. So for this situation, I'll probably need to inherit from table view source and handle this situation. So chat view controller. I created standard view source, but let's create folder view sources. Let's add new item, just class. It's gonna be chat view source, add. It inherits from this. Yeah, it wants an implementation of constructor. Generate overrides. Oh no. Okay, let's make a constructor. That takes UI table view, and ns string cell identifier, and this constructor will call base constructor, so constructor of this class. It will pass table u variable, base table view variable and cell identifier. Yeah, that's it. And we need to override item source. Yeah, item source. And when we add new chat item to items property, then we just add them in the end of the list. So this add method just adds new item to the end of the list, and it works fine on Android, but on iOS it looks reversed. So if we, instead of adding it to the end, we call insert to 0 index, so it will insert new item to the beginning of the list. So it will look fine on iOS and it won't look fine on Android. So need to either detect platform here and either add on Android or insert on iOS, or don't actually detect platform here because it's common project. It shouldn't know actually about what platform it's running on, because it's kind of it's common project. It doesn't know what platform it's run on, so it basically could be run on anything, on Windows as well. So then we have to maybe do something with Android. We use chat fragment. I created layout manager with the stack from end. Maybe there is a better solution for iOS. to populate. Rotation. Oh, instead of applying scale to height, they rotate the view. But basically it's the same, or not? Yeah, it is. Is it called like that? Stack from end, yeah. I don't really know how to do this correctly. Because really, on Android it will be it needs to be added to the bottom of the list, to the end of the list, and on iOS it has to be added to the beginning of the list. If I'm using current solution for iOS. I could probably okay, we can create our own solution then. Okay, I have an idea. Let's try it. Let's chart view cell code. Let's not use transformation. And chart view controller, let's not use transformation. but instead let's open chat view controller zip file and set special constraint to top edge. So let's open document outline, constraints, vertical spacing top, and let's set relation greater than or equal. And using this, it will try to make table view as small as possible. Let's see if it works. Hi? No. It still appears on top. Maybe I need to set content hugging priority, content compression resistance priority. So content compression resistance priority is 750, and this constraint top has high priority, 1000, and this content compression resistance priority is lower. I don't know. I expected table view to be as small as possible, and then it will take more and more space each time new item added. To fit, oh yeah. Oh, seems like need to set height for table view depending on content size. Well, it could actually work then. Let's set it back to equal. I just undo this and let's create. Oh, actually, let's set it back and let's create height constraint. Let's height constraint be equal to 0. Yeah, and it will be equal. And we will in this solution they change height of table view, but we will change constraint height because we make our layout using so-called after layout, so it will follow constraints, and instead of changing size of frame of table view, we will change only height constraint each time content size changes. Okay, and then we have to create name for this constraint, so it will be available in code. Chart table view height constraint. Yeah, let's save it. Let's get back to chart view controller code. Maybe even chart view source. Oh, it's supposed to be chart table view source. Can I overwrite content no. Content size. No. Table view source, right? And I have to override property content size, right? Content size. Content oh, it's probably part of UI scroll view. Yeah, content size. Does it have an UI scroll view delegate? I think I need this. Does it have content size? No. Okay, what delegates it also have? No. No other delegates. Table view delegate, but it won't have content. No. Okay, I guess then I have to create custom control. Or let's create it here, and if that solution works, then I'll move it to proper folder. Public plus chat table view. Chat table view, right? It inherits from UI table view. Its constructor takes chat table view, takes oh wait, what constructors does it have? Base. Let's just copy them. Order. What? Oh, body, yeah. This constructor has to have a body. Oh, coder. Frame and table view style. So frame what? Oh, CG rect, get rect. And UI table view style. Okay. And let's create property public UI layout constraint. Oh, NS layout constraint. NS layout constraint, and it will be table view height constraint. Get set property, and let's override content size. Yeah, each time content size changes, so that means new item is added. Then it will be then once content size changed, then we will change this constraint. Constant will be this value height. We're actually supposed to check if it's not null. Because if it doesn't assign any value to this property, then it will be null. Okay, but now I see the new issue is if there are a lot of items, then table view will be really big, and it has to change its size on some oh, I know. Chart. We need to count the max size of this constraint. Let's create second property, public and float max height, max frame height. Set. And if value height is less than or equal to this value, and let it have some, some value like this. Okay, let's use chat table view. Let's just move it from here to chat view controller. we have to register this register as custom control called chat table view. So since we registered it, it should be available as custom class for table view. Where is our table view? Table view, and let's set property class, not just UI table view, it will be chat table view. Yeah, and let's save it. So our chat table view now has type of chat table view. It used to be just UI table view. And let's assign constraint height constraint. Oh, I think I can rename it because table view has properties starting with table view. It's just unnecessary. And let's assign to constraint that I created this constraint. Wait, what? Space in top. I think I gave it a name. No. No, didn't I? Chat table view has a name. Top doesn't have a name. Oh, I gave name to height. Yeah, I gave name to this constraint, so this constraint is available in code, and we'll just assign this table view constraint to height constraint, and so it will be used inside this class. Height constraint is assigned, and it will be used when we change content size. Now we need to count max size. Chat table view max height, frame height. It will be device info screen height minus. Wait, what is device info in essentials? I would like to look. Maybe I just created an extra class. Device info. Platform name, model, idiom, device type, actually maybe it provides screen sizes. Device display information. Yeah, it does. So I guess I don't need this class that I created, device info and helpers. Okay, let's remove it. And let's use device display. Device display. Keep screen on. Height minus navigation bar size. It's a bit tricky. Let's look at the reference. Wait, I did something like that in base view controller, I think. It was navigation controller. Oh, it has some, yeah. But it's not 64. It shouldn't be 64. Because on newer iPhones it's more than 64. Let's count oh, wait. No, I think it's fine. Minus. Okay, let's go with 64. For now, at least. No, height is double? Really? Why using double if Android uses integers, iOS uses floats, and they for some reason decided to go with double? Really? Okay. Let's see if it works. What? I didn't create enough parameters. I mean, like this. Protected internal. This object flag and int pointer. under rejected internal. Well, I can actually set any modifier, I can make it even public. But let's just follow the rules. The rules, I mean. Int pointer handle. Alright. I guess this. I hope it was the issue. And it's fixed now. Yeah, that was the issue. Test. Yes. Test 2. Yes, it appears on bottom. Cool. I did it. Okay, let's spam. Yeah, table size is not really big. Okay, the last thing is to make it automatically scroll to bottom once new item added. And I really don't understand why those items, right, table view cell is white. No, it's always white. Yeah. Seems like a common issue. I actually haven't seen this before. That's weird. Yeah. So this class works. Let's put it in a proper place. New folder. Controls. Add a new item. Class. Chat. Table view. And let's just copy. No. Yes. Copy to here. Table view. using core graphics. Okay. And let's back to chat with cell. Layout. Widget. Wait, I said custom color. I mean, not custom. I said custom background. Let it be white but transparent. Okay. And table view cell will have the same white but transparent. Okay. So I did it right. Custom. It's not white. I want it white. Okay. Or not okay? Okay. Let's save it. And the last thing is chat table view source. Override. Scroll. No. Item added. And when item added, I want to scroll. UI table view. Scroll to bottom each time a new item added. Insert rows. Maybe this has. Insert rows. Seems like what I need. Let's just put a breakpoint and see what happens. Oh, and chat view controller zip. Let's make our view the parent view to have 33, 33, 45, 102, 45, 102, right? So main parent, that is just view, will have this background, and chat table view will have transparent background. Okay. Save all. Let's test. Yeah. Let's see if... Yeah, it's now fine. It doesn't have white background, but it has selection. I'll fix it easily. Oh, wait. I didn't add scrolling. Oh, wait. Chat. I put a breakpoint, wanted to see if this gets called, but it doesn't get called. So, no. Then how would I catch... Yeah, let's first fix chart view cell selection. Table view cell, property selection none. So it wasn't display selection effect. So let's do the same for serialist view cell. Table view cell selection none. Let's save it. Okay, now let's get back to Google. That's fixed. Oh, maybe instead of insert it has to use some other rows related. No. Maybe reload data is called all the time. Let's see. Yeah, it's called. Let's see when. Yeah, it's called. Again. Oh yeah. So it's called every time. Okay. Let's test one thing that I wanted to. If I click back, it has to disconnect us. Let's see if it works. It throws an exception. Socket is not closed. Cannot access a disposed object. What? I already fixed that. JK client net system. Oh, it actually back. It shows no inner exception message. No. No. Base. Yeah, stack trace. Get packet 48 line. Net system 48. How could it be reached if I disposed? Oh, maybe I should do dispose before close. And let's. Can you stop? Okay. In documentation it says it takes seconds, so 2 is seconds. So it closes. Okay, let's close it within 5 seconds. But did it? Yeah, it disconnected at least. It disconnected, but couldn't close the JK client properly. So yeah, I found out that reload data is called all the time new item is added. Then we can just easily table view. Oh, just this, because this table view. It's this table view, so we can access this as this scroll to. Scroll to row. Scroll to row, and we need to access row. View get the last cell, the last row. Oh, number of, okay. It will be number of rows in section. The section is 0 because we don't have sections, we only have rows. It's gonna be var index path. Index path has coordinates of sections and rows. It's gonna be this index path. Oh, I think it's created like from index, no, from item section, from row section. Yeah, row is gonna be number of rows in section -1. It's the last row, and section is 0. So we got index path, we put it here, it's scroll position bottom, and animated true. Oh, and we need to check if number of section int rows okay, and int if rows less or equals 0, then we don't do anything, we return. Looks okay now. Connected, and let's say hi. And let's just spam. If I did everything right, then it will scroll. Yeah. Each time you add a new item, it scrolls. Nice. And if we click back, we have to disconnect without issues, okay? Okay, disconnected, no exceptions. Cool. Yeah. I planned to do title and subtitle for this for chat chat page, so with the server name and status, and server name is supposed to be colorful, but I have been streaming for 3.5 hours and I am tired, so I'll leave it for next day, another day, probably tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow Android will be finished, and then I'll just finish Android. Okay.